Welcome back to our new Anno 1800 series. We're playing with crazy mods and a custom map. All of the AIs are a lot stronger, we have a lot of new ships like submarines or aircraft carriers, and we also have new tiers of population. And finally I created myself a custom map to make sure that we have a unique experience. I've pinned the list of all of the mods in the Anno 1800 channel of my Discord. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see the link to join the community. And of course in the video description below you can also find the link to the playlist with all of the episodes for this series if you want to make sure that you start from scratch. Let's go back to our empire. Time for episode 35. We're getting closer to the end of the series. I hope you're still enjoying it. It really has been an amazing series. In particular, I think the last episode was huge. We completely revamped the empire to make it a perfect empire. We went from minus 100,000 to plus 300,000 in terms of money. Our fleet grew by a lot, mainly thanks to the Skyline, right? We now have level 3 engineers and level 3 investors pretty much everywhere. And we finally unlocked the Skyline Tower with 25 level 5 skyscrapers investors. Like with most DLCs, there is a bit of a story linked to it. I won't go into spoiler for all of it, you'll be able to see it for yourself. But yeah, now the big thing is we have the foundation of this tower over here. So let's have a look. Phase 2. To start phase 2, we actually need to move from 25 to 40 skyscraper level 5. So we're not done. And we also need quite a bit of resources. You can see all of the different materials, including 300 reinforced concrete, so 60 elevators and 750 workers. It also requires electricity, by the way. So important to put it in your city and not in the middle of nowhere. So yes, I'm going to start moving a couple more of these, to level 5, and I'll see you in a second. So I made a few more level 5. We started the phase 2 and now we're ready for phase 3. I think you get the idea. We're gonna need a lot of materials, including even more workers. Now it's 1,000 workers, but on top of this we also need even more skyscraper level 5. We need this time 55. So once again, let's just improve a few more. It is worth noting that because of this, my population and my money are going down because we're getting a lot less panorama effect for all of my engineers, right? This is what you can see over here. All of these engineers have lost a bit of their panorama effect. So yes, my money went down. We delivered all of these resources and the tower is slowly but surely growing, right? We are now ready for phase 4, the final phase. Again, a bit more resources, actually less, which I guess makes sense because the foundation is larger, wider than the top, but we need more workers. Now it's 1,250, and on top of that, 75 skyscraper level 5. So if you want to plan for that, that's what's needed at the end. So let's lose a bit more money, do that, and see you in a second. And here it is, the tower is ready to be unveiled. Let's do it. As I said, there's a full story, but I won't spoil you those details. As you can see though, higher than everything else, wider than everything else. It would have probably been even better in the middle of a city, but that's fine. Now in terms of gameplay, we need to provide it with resources, the sort of normal investor resources, from the glasses to the steam carriages, and also the happiness goods like the penny farthing or the gramophones. They will give you some coins and happiness. And then last but not least, a bit differently, we have the lifestyle needs, which are all of the recipes from the stores, from the drugstore, furniture, and department stores. Right now, I've been using only one, where it's always, the same toothpaste, banker's lamp, or toaster on both sides. But now if you want to get to the maximum number of the investors, we need to make sure that we give the other ones. This is how we will actually reach 3,400. Hello, can I go in? Yes, you can. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, we are on top of the tower. Look at this. We see my beautiful city. Love it. If you're wondering how to do that, it's actually not that hard. Just Ctrl-Shift-R to go into first person mode, and then you'll be somewhere at the bottom of your tower. Then just click on it and you go up the elevator and upstairs. But without further ado, let's jump once again a few minutes into the future so I can show you how to get this to the maximum and also how to get our money back up, Only 200,000 feels a bit low for me. Okay, 500,000, I feel better. But we're not done yet, we're gonna go even further. Before we do so, let me show you what changed over here. So we have added a couple of those stores, right? We have a department store over here for the vacuum cleaner, one for the croquetry. We have a detergent drugstore, a furniture store for writing desk, and a furniture store for vanity screens, right? And so with all of this, we are at the maximum 3,400. We're giving everything everywhere. Love it. Now, how do we have a lot more money? Well, there's two things. One is the Skyline Tower is giving us a bit more, because we're giving everything over here. We have an upkeep, by the way, skyscraper upkeep like all the other, $50,000, but we also have income, right? Almost 90,000. So we made some money there. But more importantly is all of those stores are providing these bonuses. It's an happiness bonus. It is also reducing the consumption of specific goods, but more importantly, it is income per houses. In this case, plus 16%. For this one over here, plus 15%. This one plus 12, and you get the gist, right? So with this, the income given by all of these over here has significantly increased. Now we're getting more than 2 million of income from our investors. But as I said, we can do better because we don't really need all of those level 5 which are breaking my panorama effect, right? We only needed them to create the tower. Now that we have it, let's take them out. So let's press Shift Alt to decrease all of them at once to level 4 and one more time to level 3. And now as you can see, a lot of panorama effect has been increased and we jump to more than 600,000. I love it. On top of that, by the way, we also don't need some of the goods anymore, like the toys are not needed anymore. So we may want to even stop those production and make even more money. Now, before we talk about the next step for the war, there was also some small things that we hadn't finished in the new world. In the old world, we are now giving all of the resources to everybody. But in the new world, we were missing some lifestyle need. You may remember that the jornaleros over here were missing the cinema. The obreros next to them were missing the samba school. This has now been corrected. We have the samba school over here, the cinema over there, right in the middle of the city. They require some resources, the costume and the film reel. So we have a new small route, this one over here, that is bringing them from Manola to this island. Then similarly on Manola, we were still missing the samba school. All of our artista, they needed that samba school that we didn't have yet, right? So we had to increase this. In terms of the film reel, we were already making them before. This has increased slightly, but it's still less than what we're producing, so we're good. On the other hand, for the costume, we didn't have anything. So we had to create, but don't worry, we only created one, actually. And that was a pretty easy one, because cotton fabric, we're already making on this island a lot. Pigment, we're already making on this island a lot. And then do feather, similarly, we were making a lot. For free, it's a resource that you get as long as you have electricity to those pastures over here. So yes, that was a pretty easy one to make, and we're giving it to our people with this samba school over here, right? So all good there. And with that, we have provided all of the resources to everybody across the empire. That's pretty cool. Now let's talk about the war. Are you ready, Bente? She has almost 3,000 of power. We're almost at 2,300. So we're catching up, but we're not there yet. And there's 3 regions. So how are we going to do that? What's our strategy? Well, first of all, I know a couple of episodes ago I said we would develop Crownfall. I decided against that. It's too easy. You can make everything that you want. There's so much space. The only good thing with Crownfall is if you're doing a min-max, then for sure. But yes, basically the Cape, we haven't built anything, right? All of these islands are empty. So we're not gonna defend it at all. This is the lost region. Then we have the old world and the new world. Well, the reality is the old world have so many islands, including a lot of small ones. It's gonna be very hard to defend. So that's probably where we're gonna keep the big fleet. We're gonna have the big fleet over here and I'll show you where. But that means we need to have a lot of defenses in the new world. The good thing is we had started already last time, right? We have defenses over here for Manola. We have defenses over here for our production island. And lastly, we also had some already for our influence booster island number 1. We didn't have it on the new island, the influence booster number 2 though. So I just added them now. You can see some cranes, some flak emplacement, some mountain guns, cannons, and oh, this one hasn't been built. Let's build it. A flamethrower. There's a bit of everything. I also put a couple of ships just because it was a bit far from the rest of the islands. But then as you can see, she has a lot of islands, right? So all of these at the bottom, I don't have anything, it's fine, she's gonna take them. What I want to protect is really over here. And in particular over here, I have a lot of trade routes plus also trade routes over there, right? So this is the key island. We need to take that one as soon as possible. Which is why you'll see, this is where I put the fleet. The fleet is literally waiting inside the harbor. There is a bit of defense, not too much. Should be fine. We should be able to take it without any problem as soon as we declare war. There's also an aircraft carrier just outside of the range to make sure it doesn't die. So that's the new world. Now for the old world, how are we going to do it? Because once again, she has multiple islands, right? And in particular, we have many small islands that are pretty much impossible to defend. I don't want to put hundreds of defenses on each of them. The good thing is this island over there, we don't need to protect it, we abandoned it. This one is very far away. This is actually one of the reasons why I put the new production hub there, is because it's far away from her. But then we have a couple of challenges. This is our biggest island. She has tons of fleet as you can see around it, so we're gonna need to be careful there. Then she also has one island in the back there, which could create a lot of problems for all of these islands there. And then she has those two at the end, right? This one, then if she attacks, she can create problems for all of these islands, and this one too for these. So what is my strategy here? Well, the strategy is we're gonna need to separate a bit the fleet. First of all, we have a small but very powerful fleet that is over here at the back of my main islands. It's protecting over here the back of the capital and also the small islands that are over here. So if she sends any fleet from this island that's over there, we can intercept it. And then you may have seen already, I put also a couple of ships on the back of that fleet on the other end of the canal, right? So this is the worker island and the other small one. So with this, I'll probably not be able to defeat a big fleet, but it will be able to defend the island until this fleet comes in. Then on the front side of the capital and of the worker island, we also have a small fleet. It is in particular a fleet that can move very fast. It's all of those ironclad and monitors. They can move fast to help. Then we move into our main island. This is our main island over here. This island has multiple ports. There's one here, one there, and maybe a last one somewhere. So this is gonna be, the main battle right away. And on top of this, she has a lot of ships around it, which is why my main fleets of battleships and dreadnoughts and battle cruiser, they are over here at the closest point to my own islands. So hopefully we kill all of our ships that are over here so they don't attack me. Then we destroy this harbor and then we can move to the other side. In between those two harbors, I also have a lot of aircraft carriers. This is actually 15 aircraft carrier, which can support both the destruction of this harbor and very quickly the destruction of this one, plus trying to kill all of these ships there. They are supported also by a lot of corvettes over here. Those corvettes will be in particular very important to destroy the flag emplacements quickly over here, so that then my airships can go in and drop a lot of bombs first there, and then I guess on that side too after. So that's a bit the strategy. A big part of the fleet is going to be focused on this island, take it as soon as possible, but also slightly split up to protect my bases and move quickly over the island. Then lastly, there was also this island over here at the back of all my other islands that you can see over here. So I sent all of the old ship of the line and things like this. They're all over here, right in the harbor once again. There is quite a bit of defense. I don't think it's a guaranteed victory at all, but I think the idea is also to make sure that I keep those ships that are over here either busy or destroyed as soon as possible so that they cannot take over all of my other islands. Then there is still an investor only, an old island, tons of ships. So those ships will clearly come to help, this main island over here, which is also why I have all of the corvette, because hopefully I can use a lot of torpedoes to destroy a lot of these. But yeah, we'll have to take care of this island then, and then there's also the other one at the opposite side of the map. In the meantime, as I say, we'll probably lose completely the Cape. We'll probably also lose most of the New World, but hopefully we don't lose any of the main island in the New World, because that will be a big problem. So do you think we are ready for war? I'd love to hear your comments below, because in the next episode for sure, we are going in. Big thanks to all of you that are watching. Please take 1 second to smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.